Hi, I'm Brian Robinson reporting live from Brooklyn, New York. You know, I'm one of these guys who you would consider a left-leaning liberal Democrat. You know, I don't think I have ever supported a Republican running for office. Never, no way, until today. There is one guy that I would support if I was living in Oklahoma City, and that is my father, Bill Robinson. He's running for the District House of Representatives. It's District 85 in Oklahoma. And my dad is an incredible person. Now, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think he's a great candidate. Number 1, the guy's a workhorse. You know, he grew up in high school, working full-time and going to school when he was living in Lake Charles, Louisiana, helping his mom pay for bills as well at a very young age. When he was in college, he also worked full-time. And then when he was in law school, he was a pharmaceutical rep working full-time, and he decided he wanted to become an attorney. So with 3 kids, he went to law school at night at OCU, and it took him 7 years to graduate because he was also working, had a full-time job, and a full-time dad and husband. And over the years, my dad, I've seen him always put in the time. On the weekends, he is always working in the yard, and you may have seen him out running on the streets in Oklahoma City. Now, I mentioned about him being a workhorse. He's also an athlete. The guy didn't start doing marathons till age 60, and he's done about 20 since then. In fact, he's in his 70s doing triathlons. He's probably in better shape than any of my friends who are half his age. So the guy is definitely going to go to work, and you need that when it comes to politics. The second reason why you should vote for him is that my father has what the good book would say, a servant's heart. Growing up, my dad was always about helping other people. If there was a neighbor that had a need, he was the first guy to volunteer. He was there in Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts as a volunteer coach for football, for baseball. And the reason for that was that he knew the importance of service. He was a deacon in the church growing up, and I remember the importance of that because it taught me about giving to other people. And I even remember one specific example was there was a guy that used to come over every other Sunday to our house. It was a program through our church. He was disadvantaged, didn't have a father. He was poor. His name was David Townley. And I don't know how many years David would come over to our house, but the reason why was the guy needed some mentorship. He needed some help and some extra love. And my dad took this on because he wanted to be a service to the church, but also to help this young man who was growing up in high school. So those are 2 reasons. And the third reason is that my dad loves people. Now, this is one of the greatest gifts of my mom and my dad that I've been able to inherit, is that I love all kinds of people. I grew up going to John Marshall High School and public schools my entire life in Oklahoma City. And that was great because it was white, black, a little Hispanic, Native American, poor, middle class, maybe a little rich, but I was able to be around all kinds of people. And it taught me the importance of diversity and really loving all the different types of people. And that actually paid off later in life as when I moved to New York. My dad's the same way. I'd have friends come over and he would be engaged and ask questions. And I just know that he's the kind of man that cares for all kinds of people, no matter who you are. And now I say this as a Democrat because I think that there's a problem nationally with the national party, the Republican Party. And I think there's a lot of mean people. I'm just going to be honest with you, but I know that that's not my dad. My dad is about loving and accepting and caring all kinds of other people. Now, I may not agree with him on some of his political views, but at the end of the day, the guy has a really big heart. And that's important when you put somebody in office because he's going to help the vets, he's going to help teachers. My mom was a teacher growing up, her mom and his parents, and so we come from an educational background. He's also going to help restart the economy or do what he can to help out those people that need to get kick-started again because it's been such a rough year. But all of these things are important because you need to have a heart to love people. You need to be able to care about serving other people. And you've also got to be able to work hard. Those are 3 good reasons I'd encourage you to vote for my father on November 3rd for the District 85 House of Representatives in Oklahoma. I'm Brian Robinson. God bless you. And God bless Oklahoma.